So hello and welcome to the Immigrant Programmers channel. My name is Kritika. And yes, surprise, surprise, this is my first live stream. And Pranav was a little bit busy, so I thought I'll take over. And since you know this is my first live stream, go easy on me. Okay, so with that out of the way, we're gonna start our topic for today, which is bookshelf. So I started a series on ORMs. So I'm covering different Node.js ORMs. In the last video, I covered SQLize. So if you want to check that out, it's right here. And I've also put a link to it down in the description of this video. And in this video, we covered about SQLize and how to do insertions, deletions, and updations and selections and stuff using SQLize. So if you want to check that out. And in the current video today, what we're going to do is we're going to do another ORM, which is bookshelf.js. So you know why you're here, and let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to go to the code right away. I have already prepared the whole module for you so that we don't waste time. And here is the whole project. Also, I have shared the link to my GitHub repository down in the description below. So you can go check it out. You can take any help or like reference it basically if you need to. Okay, so let's start with like basically setting up our database connection. So that's the first step whenever we want to use a database in our Node program or like in any other program. So we have to first make a connection with the database. So establish a connection. So for this ORM, this is basically the boilerplate code. What we do is the bookshelf ORM basically uses Knex. Node.js is a query builder over which this bookshelf ORM is based. So what we do is we create, okay, so yeah, before doing all of this, I missed a very important point, which was to install these modules first of all. So first of all, we're gonna do npm I, and then we're gonna install Knex, and we're gonna install bookshelf. Shelf. Yes, and now the third module, what I'm going to install is MySQL. But for you, you can install any engine that you feel comfortable with. You can install MariaDB, SQLite, PostgreSQL, whatever you want to do. I work with MySQL, so that's what I'm going to install. But I already have it right now, so I'm not going to go ahead and hit enter. But if you're coding with me right now, you can do that. Okay, so now that we have installed all the modules that we forgot before, but now we have them. Okay, so now we can do what I already started describing here. We can establish a connection with the database using the Knex query builder. So here we want to provide the information about my database engine. So I told you I'm going to use MySQL. That's what you see here. Next, I'm going to provide the information about my connection. So I'm going to use the local host. So I provided the IP address of the local host. And now here, my username and my password. So you're going to put your username and your password, of course, to connect to your database. The name of the database that I'm using, my database is called KSStore, and the char set. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Knex object that I just instantiated here. And I'm going to use it, and I'm going to pass it to the bookshelf library. So now I have this bookshelf object, and this is my connection to the database. So I have a comment here. Pranav says, what are the modules? Okay, so the modules that we installed were Knex, bookshelf, and MySQL. And I installed MySQL because I'm going to use that. You can install whatever you want, any database engine that you're comfortable with. Okay, now, so where was I? I was explaining you the, bookshelf object that we have right here. So this bookshelf object is basically this contains the instance of our database. So whatever we want to do on our database, whatever operation we want to perform, we're going to use this instance. Awesome. Now, What are these plugins here? So this actually, I learned this the hard way. I tried to use, so whenever we want to create, we use an ORM, we all know that we want to create some models. And the models are basically, they represent our tables in the database, right? So for Bookshelf, if you want to use the model, if you want to use the model method in Bookshelf, you have to install some plugins, because basically you have to install the registry plugin, because this is not a part of the core module. You manually, you like explicitly have to define it. So that's what I did here. In order to use my models or like the collection method, I want this registry plugin. And the visibility plugin, it's just that I found about this and I just kept it here so that you guys, just to tell you that this exists as well. But I haven't experimented much with it. So you can basically try to do something if you want. So this is basically used for different visibility mode for the file. So you can hide it, you can make them visible, and so on and so forth. Okay, so next I want to export my bookshelf object. So I think we're good with the database connection. And now let's describe and let's define some models. Okay, so I'm going to use the same example that I used in the MySQLized video. So just to give you a little bit summary, I have two tables. So therefore, I'm going to create two models. I have a customer table and I have an orders table. And each customer has many orders. So that is the relationship between my customer table and my order table. Okay, so first of all, I want to define my customer table. So I require my bookshelf object. And now what I do is I define the model, the customer model. So this takes two fields, two parameters. As you can see, the first is the name of my class or the name of my models. We have 4 live viewers right now. Hit the like button to support Pradaka. Okay, so awesome. I didn't even notice we have 4 viewers. Welcome, welcome. If you drop a hi in the comment section if you feel like. Okay, so awesome. So where was I? Yeah, I was defining my customer model. Okay, so the first parameter is the name of my class or the name of my model. So this is customer and the C is capital because that's my class. It's not a variable or an object. Hello, Anchit. So Anchit is here. Hi. Okay, so all right. I won't. I won't digress much on the comments now. I will concentrate on what I was explaining. Okay. So this is very overwhelming. Awesome. So I put the name, I put my model name here, and the second parameter is an object. And in that object, I'm going to define the name of my table, which will be customer, of course. And now I also have to explicitly define any relationship with any other table that I want my customer table to have. So as I told you, I'm going to have two tables, a customer table and an order table, and the customer table will be related to the order table in a way that a customer can have many orders. So it's a has many relation, basically. So that's what I defined here. So I basically told the bookshelf explicitly that my customer table will have a has many relationship with the order table. And next, so here I just exported the customer class or the customer model. And next, I'm going to define my order table. So I'm in the order module. Sorry, I'm in the order model. And what I do is, basically, I use the dot model method again, and I'm going to describe my order table. And I don't have any other table, and I don't want to specify any other relationship. So that's just it. You just provide the name of your table, which is orders in my case, and you're done. Okay, so I will export my order model as well. Okay, so next I have both my models defined. I have my customer model, I have my order model. But if you have, if you watched my SQLized video, you must have noticed that when I define my tables using SQLize, and when I ran my script for the first time, basically when I ran my code for the first time, the tables were automatically created. So SQLize initialized the tables for me. I didn't have to do anything about it. But here, Bookshelf is a little bit outdated on that sense. And here you actually have to explicitly create the tables first, because you see here, I have provided no information whatsoever about what my fields are going to be. So again, if you have watched the SQLize video, in this, when we define the models using SQLize, we use we basically define the fields or the columns that we want to have in our table. But here, Bookshelf has no information about that because we did not define it, and it doesn't need that because we will manually create the tables. Okay, so same for the other table as well. So if I show you my database here, I have already created my tables. So I have the customer table right here, and I have the model order table as well. And to just give you a brief idea about the fields that I already have, my customer table will have an ID, it's going to have a name, an email, and the created at and updated at timestamps. With the order table will have an order ID. It's going to have a total amount. So this will be my total purchase amount for the order. And again, it's going to have a created at, updated at table, column. And this here, the customer ID, is basically the foreign key. So this describes the relationship between the customer table and the order table. So the customer ID is the foreign key here. Okay, so we have an idea about what our tables contain. And as I told you already, we're going to manually create these tables. So I already did it here. So let's not waste any time and let's get to the main part. Let's write some insertion statements. Okay. So I go here to my index file, and I've already required both my models. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to insert a customer. So I'm going to write an insertion query using Bookshelf to insert a customer in my customer table. So for that, what we do is it will be faster if I just copy the code and paste it here instead of typing it. Okay, so what I did here is I used the forge method on my customer model. This forge method is used for insertion. And now I'm going to pass an object, and the object will contain the fields. So basically the column names and the values that I want to pass. So the name of my customer is Joy Tribbiani. And the email is jt@gmail.com. So if you know me, you know I'm a big Friends fan. So you get the reference here. Okay. And now we're going to use the .save method to perform the insertion. So we're going to, we basically save this information in our customer table. Okay. And now since it returns a promise, I can use the .bin method, and I'm going to get my customer. And for now, I'm just going to console log it. I'm not going to do anything else with it. I'm going to console log it. Okay. Oops. And since we're good programmers, I'm also going to add a catch block. All right. And I'm going to console log any errors that I have. Awesome. Okay. So we have added our first customer. We haven't added yet. I still have to run the code, but like we have the code for adding our first customer. The name is Joy Tribbiani, and we have the email as well. And let's basically save this file first of all and try to run this script. Hey, voila. Okay, let's see what we got here. So when I run my script, I have the model base, attribute, name, ID. So looks like the insertion was performed. And we have our first customer. And let's go to the SQL table. Let's go to my workbench and see if the insertion was actually performed and if we see the values in my table, in my SQL table. I'm going to refresh it. Okay. And there you go. So Joy Triviani was successfully added. Our first customer was added. And the ID is 22 because I did multiple tests before coming live. That's obvious. So the ID is 22. And okay, so seems like we have our first customer. Cool. So what I want to do next is I have my customer. Now I'm going to place some orders. Okay, I'm going to stay at the screen. And now I just want to place my first order. So here I have the code. Now, as you must have guessed, I'm going to use the same method to make the first insertion in my order table. But there's a slight variation because this order belongs to our customer Joy. We also need to provide the customer ID of this customer in our foreign key. So basically, what I do is I use the for method. I pass an object and I set the two fields of my order table. The first field being the total purchase amount, which is $45. And the second field is the customer ID, because this is not a random order. This order was actually placed by my first customer, Joy. So I'm going to add the customer ID here, and then I'm going to call the .save method on it, like I did previously here. Now, I'm going to return this promise so that I could do another .then block here. And I will just receive the order here. And again, I'm going to console log the order. Okay, so let's see what happens now when I run the script. Awesome. So now you see the ID is 23 because I ran the code again. So the first insertion was performed again. So a new customer has been added with an ID 23. And now the order is, did you get it? Did you get the mistake? So it was a very stupid mistake that I made. So what happened is when I added the customer ID here, this does not exist. This variable does not exist right now. Do you see it? Do you see anywhere, like, do you see that I've defined this variable? No. So I have to first define this customer ID. And how can I do it? I'm just gonna instantiate this variable, customer ID, to null here. And then I'm gonna assign the value from my customer object, and I'm gonna access the .id field. Now this customer ID variable exists, and now this order should be added correctly. Okay, a very stupid mistake there, but we caught it. We didn't waste time. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to run my script again. But my ID is so stupid. It didn't even throw an exception. It was so stupid. It should have like at least told me that the variable is not defined. Okay, never mind. Let's see what happens now. I think my order is added because I have a new customer that was added with ID 24. And now you see another model-based object. The total amount is 45. The ID for the order is 30. But it still says the customer ID is null. So it seems like the order was correctly added, but the customer ID is still null. Okay, why? Yeah, I think that's it. I forgot to save the code. Okay, so what do you know? Third time's a charm. Okay, so I have my customer, Joey Tribbiani, with the ID 25, and the order has been placed with the value 45. And now the customer ID here is correctly recorded, which is 25. Awesome. Let's go check in our workbench. Let's go take a look at the database tables. So my customer table has a new customer, ID 25. So that's what I added. And the order was correctly placed as well. Order amount 45, ID 31, and customer ID 25. Okay, great. So we have a customer, we have placed an order. Let's try something. Oh, okay. I had a comment. Pranav said, save the file first. Yeah, I got it. I was stupid. I forgot to save the file. Okay. Now, so we have a customer and we have placed the order. Let's place another order and then we'll try to select all the orders placed by this customer. Okay, so I want to place another order. I will just copy this line here, paste it. We'll change the order amount to be $50 this time. And the rest, everything will be the same. I don't want these console logs anymore because we've already seen what they do. And yeah, I think we're good to go. Okay. No, wait. Okay. I still need the customer ID variable here. Oh, but I have already defined it so it has a global scope and I've initialized it. Basically, I've assigned the value here. So it will be accessible here as well. So I have my customer ID variable and I have placed a second order too. So I'm going to save the file this time first and then run the script. Okay, no logs because I did not print anything. Go refresh the table. I just want to check the orders table this time. Okay, we have the new order with the customer ID 26. Okay, because every time we run the script, there's a new customer added. There's a new insertion. But never mind. I think it works. So we have our customer with two orders. Now, what we're going to do next would be very interesting. We're going to select all the orders placed by this customer. Okay. Now, what I want to do next is select the order. So I'm going to do another .bin lock here. Well, I don't actually need anything. Or do I? Okay, we'll see. So, okay. Now what I have here is I have two orders and here I want to select. So this is equivalent to a select from where statement. This is my customer model. I want to select I want to select the information about this particular customer with all its orders. So where the customer ID equals to the ID of my current customer here. And then I want to fetch all the orders related to this customer. So that I'm going to do from the orders table, because like I I just have the customer information in the customer table, but all the information regarding his model, or yeah, his model, because our customer's name is Joey in this case, will be in another table, which is orders table. Okay, so I'm gonna go and fetch that information. I'm gonna go and fetch the order from the orders table. So that's what we do with the with related keyword. Okay, and now I have to do another then lock, because I want to print this information. Oh, I want curly braces, not square bracket. And I'm just going to do a console log here. And I am going to receive orders. Right, I'm going to receive customer info. Right? Because I am basically receiving all the information that I have in all of my tables regarding this particular customer. So I think this is the only console log that I have. Awesome. Okay. So I won't print anything else. Just the customer info would be enough. Okay, let's go ahead and run this code. I'm very excited. Let's see if it works. Okay. I'm gonna go and run my script. Do I have anything? Oh, I don't have anything. Okay. Nothing was printed. Let's see why. So what I did here was I did a select from where statement, and I wanted to fetch the orders placed by this particular customer from the orders table and all the information that I have in my customer table from the customer table. But after I do this, I also returned it. Okay. I think I have to convert it into the JSON format using the toJSON method. Yeah, let's see if this works. It should. Okay, I'm gonna enlarge this more so that you can see it clearly. Okay, node index.js. And it did. So let's see what we got here. We have the ID of the customer, we have the name, email, the created ad, updated ad fields, and we have all the orders placed by this customer. So we have the first order that was placed for $45, and the second order was placed for $50. And there you go. You have all the information about. Okay. It's funny. Pranav here commented save at least 3 times. Okay. Yes, I didn't forget this time. I saved the code before running it. Okay. So now we have all the information that we wanted. We have correctly executed 2 insertions, 1 on the customer table, actually 3 insertions, 2 on the orders table, 1 on the customer table, and we have also executed a select from where statement. And using our foreign key and using the 2 tables, and we have also defined the relations and got all the information that we have in both our tables. So awesome. So I think we've covered pretty much everything. All right. So I think I'm done with this live stream. We've covered everything that I wanted to cover today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something new. And also, I wanted to show you a couple of things that we do. So if I go here, we have this theimmigrantprogrammers.com website. So this is our newsletter. You can sign up for this newsletter. We write we post updates here regarding our videos, and we also write articles regarding different topics. So if you want to receive these emails, we don't spam you. Just go here and sign up for the newsletter. And also check out the YouTube channel. If you're here, I know you already know about our YouTube channel, but I will request you to subscribe to the channel, like our videos, comment on the videos, and share them if you feel that they're useful. It's not going to take much of your time, but it's going to help us a lot. It's going to motivate us. So we're going to keep on pushing new content. And yeah, just subscribe to the channel and share our work. It will be great for us. And thank you in advance. I know you're going to do it. So thank you in advance. And also, this is my GitHub repository. It's a public repository. As I told you before, I'm going to share a link to this repository down in the description below. If you want to take any reference, take some help, you can always refer to the code. And that's just it. This is the official documentation for Bookshelf. It's not very much helpful, truth be told. And I think this isn't updated since the past like 1 year or so. So yes, you're going to have to do a lot of Googling. That's what I did before creating this video. I had to Google a lot of things. And I think the next documentation will help you as well. So if you just go here and type like Next.js. So this is the official documentation for Next.js. You can go take a look here as well, and this will be helpful. So that's pretty much it. I've covered everything. And thank you, Anchit, Saurabh, and Pranav. You guys were great. I mean, I had so much fun in this live stream, made so many mistakes, and but like it was fun. I learned along the way. I hope it was worth your time as well. And awesome. So I'm gonna not talk anymore, and I'm gonna just end this broadcast right here. So thank you so much. Have a good night. And if you're in India or any of the Southeastern country, have a good day, good morning. Okay, bye. Thank you. Subscribe, like, share. Bye.